Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm here with Sushi.
Anything else?
Not really.
No?
What's up? What's up, gang?
What's up, gang? What's up, chat?
What's up, chat? What's
Right.
up, gang?
Oh my. So, hey you guys. She was a lot bigger than you remember her, huh? Yeah. Last time you guys saw her, she was in middle school.
Yeah, it's really young.
And now, what are you doing?
Now I'm Unk.
Now you're Unk.
Now I'm Unk.
You're about to graduate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in like 20 days.
20 days.
A little over.
Yeah. And you're going to college. Where are you going to college?
Salisbury.
Salisbury State University. And when's the move-in date?
It's August 27th.
So you'll be leaving the nest on August 27th.
I will.
How's that feel?
Weird.
Weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to?
Freedom.
Freedom? Shut up! Freedom. Whatever. What are you not looking forward to?
Sushi. Not leaving sushi behind.
Aww. Poor Sushi. So yeah, so this is Sushi. Where's the other one?
I don't know where she is.
I don't know either. There's Wasabi somewhere here, but yeah, freedom, right? Jesus. Oh my. What are you gonna miss about not being home?
Just kind of everything, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Good deal. Well, we wanted her to say hi to everybody and all that. So, yeah. Anyway. All right, get him out of here.
Okay.
Give me my mic. Oh God.
Yeah, I have cat hair on me now.
Cat hair. Jesus. All right, say bye to everybody.
Bye, guys. Here's your mic back.
All right. All right. Let me know when you're heading out, okay? Love you, kid. All right, you guys. Let's get that locked in. All right, here we go. Welcome, everyone, to the Child of Mecha live stream. I hope you had a good time seeing Amber. She has prom this weekend, and it's like 5 minutes from her mom's house, so she's gonna go there and spend the weekend and everything like that. So all that's gonna be fun for her and crazy. Prom pictures and all of that. Whew, Jesus. Anywho, so yeah, good stuff for her. All right, so you guys, welcome to the live stream. If you didn't see today's live stream, we did some work on the bracket. I will tell you right now, I cheated on you guys again. Sorry. The plan that I came up with for the bracket wasn't great in hindsight. So let me get back on here, and let's go camera 2, and here we go. All right, so here is the bracket now, right? It looks similar probably to what it did this morning, little shaping and everything, but what I actually did was, instead of gluing that to the surface of the bracket, I actually plated that, right? So tore all that crap off of there and put a nice thick 1.5 millimeter plastic sheet piece on there, and then by the time I knew it, I had already filled it in and backed it and smoothed the edges and everything and glued all that. So that's kind of where we are now, and that looks really good on the arm. That's a nice connection point. Very, very happy with how that looks. And it contours to this bit right here perfectly. Yeah, it looks really, really good. I'm very, very happy with it so far. Got some plans for the other two surfaces. We'll, kind of finish detailing that at some point in the future. But in terms of shape, I'm very, very happy with it. In terms of silhouette, looks really good. And then in terms of the connection, that will be really nice. We've got good clearance between the shield parts and the arm. We've got just enough in there, probably about 1 millimeter or so, so that there's no, there's no collision or anything, with the parts. This is basically free to pivot. Yeah, so really, really good stuff. I'm very, very happy with how that turned out. This is looking really, really good. So we're going to continue work on this tonight and get these other two sides kind of shaped and all of that. So let's get caught up in the chat real quick. Let's get caught up in the chat because I know there's a lot of people and stuff like that. Let's see. Let's get going here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? All right, so who's with us? Apex Nerd, Julius, Barack, Mr. Plamo Nerd. We got Giovanni. He's watching the Lakers versus Rockets game at church, though. So I don't. Oh, that's just funny. That's just funny. Good stuff there. Let's see. Julius says to Giovanni, when you get your 1, 2, 3 block, they may be covered in a light oil. Absolutely. You can use isopropyl alcohol to clean the oil off. That's what I did with mine. Yes. And that's completely normal. They coat, pretty much any non-sealed steel surface in oil so it doesn't rust in transit and everything. So yeah, everybody's saying hi to Amber and the cat. Yeah, good stuff. Freedom, right? Let's see. Let's get going past all here. Good stuff. Barack says, oh my god, the kids grow so fucking fast. Mine will turn 17 in August, graduate next year, and he has no idea what to study. Oh man, that's okay. That's okay. He's still got time. He's still got time. Plenty of time. Julia says that's good that Amber and her mom still spend time together. Oh yeah. Yeah, they do. Let's see. Ultraman Dine is with us. Good evening. What up, Louise? Hendren says, I see you took my take on shortening the original stack you had on the inside of the shield. So what I did was to just remove that middle bit there to make room for a connection point. It unfortunately was necessity, and then this will go in there like that. So yeah, that'll all go together. So I think that'll look really nice. Really, really nice. So, yep. Greg Blair, he's got a... We have a question. We do. We have a question. Shouldn't you have put magnets inside before you glued it in, or are you going to attach it another way? No, actually, so this is the plan. So on the pivot point here, I'm not going to do magnets. I'm actually going to have a, basically peg and hole, and then these two will go together, and that way the friction of everything will hold the shield nice and static. Now, obviously, there's going to be, I'm going to put a bar magnet in this so it magnetizes to the back of the forearm here to the magnets that we already have and not waste those. But no, magnets in here and on this piece, that's a no-go. These are going to be connected with your standard peg and hole, and yeah, we're going to leave it simple. We're going to leave it simple. because it's worked on so many shields that I've done before. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Let's see. Giovanni says they were supposed to arrive today, but haven't been home. Oh, the 1, 2, 3 blocks. Nice, 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 nice. Let's see. Brandon, he says another night, another cookie order instead of building. Man, yeah, I know how it feels. I know how that feels. All right. So with that being said, now that we're caught up in the chat, let's get to work. Yeah. All right. So like I said, we've got kind of the shape and everything that I'm happy with on this side. It's contoured. Everything. I am very, very happy with that, right? Happy with the way that it looks. We'll detail this up at a later date, but what I want to do is turn our attention to this side, and we're going to kind of go for a little bit of an asymmetrical look, and we're going to do some plating and things like that, and kind of see what we can do here. Now, for the plating, let me see what kind of width. It's a bit too much there. Maybe 4? Maybe 4 is the way to go. Yeah, 4. Maybe 4.8. Let's see. I think that's a 4, though. Yeah, that is 4. Okay. So we got our 4mm. Actually, let's see what 4.8 looks like here, just to be on the safe side. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, I'm gonna go with 4.8. I like the thicker stuff here. All right, so we're gonna get a strip cut down here to make our kind of geometrical trapezoidal shape to plate onto here, right? So what's the width that we want? We want maybe, let's go 7 millimeters. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be a good width. All right, so we're gonna move all this stuff off here. We're gonna get our chopper in place, and where did the guides go? Here they are. All right. So, excuse me. All right. What I'm gonna do first, though. Let's see. We're gonna put this down, and we're gonna cut this piece here first. We're gonna cut this at an angle like that. Oh, that was the wrong fucking angle. Damn it. Okay. No worries. No worries. All right. Yeah. See, there we go. All right. So now we have a 60-degree angle here, right? And what I want to do is have that kind of jut over, right, the edge of this piece, right? All right, so with that being said, let's mark 7 mil on this thing so we know where to cut this. Pencil, here we go. All right, so there's 7 mil. And line that up right about there. And boom. Well, shit. That's not going to work very well. That's more of a ugly triangle. That's not going to work well. All right. Let's go plan B. Let's go plan B. We're going to freehand it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to freehand this thing. All right. So... Aha! There we go. Good old protractor, our metal protractor. All right, so we're gonna go. Let's go with 75 degrees and see what that looks like first. There we go. All right. So that's 75 degrees there, right? And then let's go in this direction now. Do about there. Okay, definitely a better trapezoidal shape, right? All right, now we're not done yet. We're not done yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut off these top corners. And let's get our 1, 2, 3 in here. That's actually pretty good and even. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, so there's our trapezoidal shape, right? That looks quite good on camera. I'm happy with that. All right, so let's even this guy out here real quick. And let's see. Hello, child. You're about to leave? All right, cool. All right, you guys, Amber is heading out, so I will be right back. We're gonna go back, be right back for just a minute, and I'll be back in a moment. Gotta say goodbye to her, so hang tight. Sorry about that, you guys. Like I said, Amber left to go to her mom's, and I had to help her out with all of her crap. So, all right. So real quick, before we jump back into it, let's catch back up with the chat. Yeah. Let's see. Where did we go? Oh, where did we leave off, man? Oh, here we go. Henry says, damn, those 2.0 hands are detailed, right? They're good stuff. Julia says, I got the Race Studio Beacon chisels, the ones with the colored handles. Good deal. Let's see. Fuck it, freehand the shit out of it. Yeah, exactly, right? It's not, at some point, you got to, right? You kind of got to. So, yeah. When you don't have easily the shape that you want, yeah, sometimes you gotta do it. So, Chris Reniger was with us. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming back. All right, so Luis, Mr. Ultraman Dyna, he has a... We have a question. All right, so Luis says, Tim, when you have metal parts glued or otherwise attached to polystyrene parts, how do you go about priming them? My assumption is that you apply metal primer only to the metal parts and then apply the regular primer to the entire piece, right? Yeah, pretty much. Well, I guess it depends. If you are, say you're attaching like photo etch, for instance, right? If you have photo etch, yeah, you want to hit it with a little bit of the metal primer, which is basically like a clear primer, if you will. That's what I did with the GM Quell, because I used some photo etch on that, and once you have that on there, then regular primer, paint, yada yada yada. It's pretty simple. But yeah, metal primer, definitely the way to go with the metal parts. One thing that I always would suggest with metal parts, got to be really kind of careful. Make sure you get all the glue and everything from around it and all that crap, because that'll make it look really fucking terrible. So yeah, aside from that, prime is as normal after that. Yeah. Let's see. Ultraman Dyna says, as you know, I'm prepping the Goof Custom. I showed you for priming, and I have added a few metal modifications to it, but I have never painted metal parts on a kit. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, metal primer, regular primer, good to go. Yeah. So, all right. Good stuff. Looks like Chris and Luis are getting reacquainted there. So good stuff. All right, let's go back. Camera 2. Let's get back to this thing. Let's see. And like I said, so here's our shape. It's a nice little trapezoidal, shape that we've got going here. And, what we're going to do is we're going to apply this shape to the bracket here, right? And that's going to become kind of like an overhang almost. It'll look like it's kind of gripping the forearm, right? So that's essentially what that's going to look like there. It'll overhang by, I don't know, maybe 2 millimeter, maybe a little less. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll feel it out. See what gives us the tinglies. But yeah, so that's essentially what that's going to look like there. And yeah, I like that look. I like that look a lot, quite frankly. So, all right. With that being said, let's make sure this is nice and square all the way around. Got a little bit of work to do on this corner. we go. Nice and square. Everything else looks pretty good. All right, so we're ready to apply this guy. So, how much do we want this to overhang? That's the big question here, right? Probably about that. Is that 2 mil? Nope, that's more like 1.5 mil. All right, cool. So with that being said, let's, here we go. Boom. That's going to be our friend right now. So we want a 1.5 millimeter overhang on this thing, right? So let's see. We're gonna pop this guy right at the edge of our 1, 2, 3 block, right? And then get that right up against and underneath the scribing jig. And then what we're gonna go ahead and do is mark our 1.5 millimeter line. So and then we can just basically marry that up to where we want this thing to be located, right? And I'm feeling like more kind of close to the back. I don't know. Let's figure this out here. Let's get this piece mocked up to the arm, all right? Yeah, see, I'm kind of feeling like right there, like a little closer to the back, a little bit of breathing room up front. I think that's the money right there. Yeah, we're all right. So here we'll mark the front edge of where we want our piece to go right there, and then that will be easier for us to glue it in place. All right, so got 1.5 millimeters of open space there, and then we're going to super glue this guy on. There we go. All right, so coming in from the back here, need to be very, very careful. Okay. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Try to get as much of the squeeze out cleaned up right now as possible. Okay, so there is our plated piece, right? Where'd the friggin' arm go? There it is. All right. Oh yeah, see, I like that. I like that a lot. Boom, right there, right? And then we'll fill in the back here. We'll backfill that piece, and that'll look like, basically like the bracket is, you know, clamped down on the forearm. You know, you got this piece, this big plated piece here, and then you got the smaller plated piece here, and it'll look like it's actually clamping down and kind of holding on to the forearm. It'll look like it's gonna support some weight, you know what I mean? So yeah, I I like it. I like it. Now, one thing that we do have to do here is I noticed around, especially the front edge here, that super glue did not squeeze out very well. So there are little itty bitty gaps in here that I want to make sure that we get filled, because if for some reason, panel lining fluid gets under there, it could cause issues. So we don't want that. We do not want that. So what we're going to do, we got a little scrap piece of plastic here. I'm just going to dribble out a drop of super glue there. And I've just got, again, a little scrap piece here. Just dip that in the super glue. And we're just going to basically use this as kind of a makeshift applicator. Little minute thing. There we go. Nice. All right. So those little gaps between the plate and the piece, those are all nice and sealed up now. That's looking good. Now the next thing that we have to do is backfill this piece with just a strip of plastic. So that should be pretty easy. We know it's 1.5 millimeters overhang, so shit, we're going to use a 2 millimeter strip here, and we're going to just really quickly cut this down to size that we need. Right there. Clip that. Pop that off to the side, and there's our piece. And a little super glue. Right there. Now we got a good amount of super glue on this backfilled piece, because again, I do want the glue to squeeze out to fill gaps and everything. So that's the plan. That looks pretty good. And then what we'll do, just to be on the safe side, put a little bead of super glue right along the back here where the two pieces meet. And that'll fill that gap pretty nicely. All right, so there we go. Now what we'll do is we'll leave this here for a few seconds to cure and crystallize. We'll come back, we'll just trim that down, and then that thing will be good to go. So, all right, let's get caught up in the chat in the meantime. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Man, there's a lot of chat, ain't it? Jesus. So the build off between Luis, Ultraman Dyna, and Chris Reniger, I guess, is still going. You guys are still building those DOMs, I guess. So that's cool. Good stuff there. Let's see. Hey, there's old school Gunpla. George, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you again, man. Driving and listening. Nice. Excellent. Chris says, "LOL, fuck it, let's do this." There we go. Brandon's like, "What's the build-off you guys are doing?" So Ultraman Dyna, Luis, he says, "Let's start a brand new kit, you and I. I'm serious about this, right?" Yeah, you guys were building DOMs. I remember that. from back in the day. Yeah. And then, of course, they're just getting back in contact, getting to know each other again. That's good to see. Good to see. Let's keep going. Jesus, you guys are going back and forth like two old ladies. Edwin, Mr. RSA. What's going on, dude? He says, hello, everyone. Good morning. What's going on, Edwin? Let's see. 2 months for the build? All right. Or 3. All right. Go get it. Go get it. All right. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's just Luis and Chris going back and forth, and that's basically it. So no worries. Henry says, "Damn it, Zeta Gundam looks so badass, regardless the age of its previous kits." Yeah. Zeta's cool. I don't know. I'm not a fan of some of the proportions on the Zeta. The weird skinny shoulders and the crunchy thin head and all that. I'm not into. And I like on the Master Grade 1.0, I like the curvy lower legs better than the angular ones. And I know the angular ones were canon, original design and all that. I get it, but I do like the more curvy kind of look to the lower legs on the Master Grade 1.0. So, yeah. That's just me. Anyway. All right. Let's, this should be good to go. Yep. Good and solid. Excellent. All right. Number 1, let's get the glue squeeze out cleaned up first, and then we'll get this guy trimmed up looking good. So to clean up, especially super glue clean out, I use my hobby knife first, make the vertical cuts against the piece, and then the horizontals, and then that should, yeah, see how that super glue, all that squeeze out, that's just popping off there in one nice kind of big piece. Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. That's perfect. All right. And then, yeah, the hobby knife doesn't go under the piece or anything, so that's perfect. All right, let's clean up these other 2 sides here real quick. Just kind of scrape the surface there. And sometimes you have to go back and forth, and that's not a big deal. But yeah, glue squeeze out of any kind will ruin a good model. It's a necessity for, parts and everything, but in terms of leaving it that way, yeah, I mean, in my book, that's a cardinal sin. Just don't do that, ever. Take the time, clean up the glue. You're going to have such a better presentation that way. All right. All right. So we got most of that excess, that overhang cleaned up, that backing, if you will. And then now we're just going to trim it down to become even with the plating piece on the outside of the arm. little edge there is good to go. Very nice. Looks really good there. Let's just scrape it down just to make sure. Very nice. All right, so now we just have the top to do here. That's a little bit easier because we can just come in with a file and even that out. Okay, looks like we got a little bit of glue here on the surface of this thing, so we're just gonna scrape that down real nice. All right, and then there we go. We've got our piece shaped and looking good. Now we just got to get the super glue off of this edge here. And then on the corresponding side, we got to do that too. Nice. All right, easy enough. All righty, there we go. There's the piece. Now, let's see how that looks. That looks pretty dang good right there. That looks pretty dang good right there. Now, eventually, what I'm gonna do, and this is just more of my perfectionism coming into play. So I took off those two little, bump out pieces, right? And you can kind of see here that the two plating pieces don't fill in these little gaps here and here, right? Now, people will say, oh, Tim, don't worry about it. Nobody's ever going to see it. I'll see it. I will know that it's there. And that kills me. So at some point, not right now, but at some point, I'm going to have to fill in those little gaps with epoxy putty and just make this one continuous piece, So it doesn't have any gaps, so it looks like it's clamping on to, the forearms, so it looks like it's, meant to be, So is it perfectionism? Yeah. But I want this thing to look good, so c'est la vie. So we'll do that at some point. Not right now, but at some point. That's definitely going to have to happen. And that may be one of those things that is kind of a tedious task, which happens off stream. I think I've kind of come to the realization that the tedious stuff, the putty, filling that in and yada yada yada. I've already shown you that. It gets old after a while. The cleanup, everything of that nature, I can do off stream because that's just ho-hum stuff, So, yeah, I think I've reserved myself to being comfortable with something like, with that aspect of things. But yeah, that looks really, really good there. I really like that. Yeah. That's a good look. And then you've got the asymmetrical side there. Again, a good look. So, all right. One more, actually a few more things that I want to do with this, and then, you know, we'll kind of move on, if you will. Let's get caught up with the chat again, yeah? Let's see. Hendron says, I might change your mind once I finish mine. Maybe. About the, you know, the Zeta and everything. Edwin says, not doing much for the weekend, but building Warhammer kits, taking a break from Gunpla, and just saving a bird from being mauled by my crazy cat. Okay, well, there we go. Nice. Well, it sounds like hopefully a nice relaxing weekend, man. Mine will be pretty busy, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Even though Amber's not here, I'm still going to be doing all sorts of crap. So, yeah, let's go back to camera one and talk about kind of what I've been doing kind of behind the scenes. So, I mentioned it on the lunchtime stream. Got the newsletter platform finalized, picked the platform, got registered and everything like that. That's all good to go. Excuse me. Fiddled around with it a little bit in terms of customizing, you know, everything and all of that. So I think it'll be really, really good. It's a tried and true, you know, kind of newsletter platform and everything. It's, you know, very well known. Got that done, working on that. Need to work on my own website so we have someplace to house all of the articles and things like that in the newsletter. So got to work on that. I also want to work on adding some animations and things like that here for the stream, especially like the super zoom, the mega zoom. I wanted to do, you know, some special, you know, kind of fun things with that, you know, have it transition and say super zoom or mega zoom, something along those lines. I also want to try and get time this weekend to work on the Marshmallow Boy, the future Marshmallow Boy here, because I have not had any time to work on him. As you can see, he's snapped and everything and ready to go, but I have not had time to work on him. So I want to rectify that. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend for your boy. It's going to be a busy weekend for your boy. So yeah, fun times. Anywho, let's see. Ultraman Dino Luis says, Tim, I also have OCD like you. Yeah. Barack says, OCD for the win, baby. Thumbs up, baby. All right, good deal. And yeah, Barack and Handren are just talking, so excellent. All right, cool. All right, we're caught up. Let's get back to it, and let's power on, yeah? So, like I said, there's a couple other things that I want to do. Fuck me. There we go. There's a couple other things that I want to do to this piece, mainly these two surfaces here. The first one is I want to cut a notch in this edge here, just to kind of make it look a little, you know, more traditional, you know, within the universe of Gundam and everything. So for that, what I want to do, where'd that 1 point, there it is, 1.5 mil. And what I'm gonna do here, kind of scrape away what I've marked out here, because I want this groove to be a little deeper than what I had plotted out. I had plotted for 1 millimeter, but I actually am going to go with 1.5 here. All right, so there's the depth of our cut, right? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to get a piece of, nope, not you. Here we go. Get a piece of Dymo here and see what we have here in terms of variety. I saw one piece that would have worked really well. Bingo, that one right there. All right, put you there, get you little guys back in the box. Yeah, and as you can see, I save all these little pieces of Dymo tape because, like, for instance, you never know when it's going to come in handy. Never know. All right, so yeah, that's, I think, gonna do quite well there. All right, cool. So we need to cut this down a little bit because it's way, way too long. So let's get the chopper. Put that piece of Dymo over there. Get the chopper back over yonder here. And then now we have our piece. So let's get this applied. That. All right, let's make sure our measurements are good here. Money. All right, that is nice and centered. That's perfect. All right, so now what we got to do is scribe this thing and put our line in and get committed to that. All right. So far, this is looking good. Okay. All right, and now just the flat. All right, now we can pull this piece. This is trash. All right. Okay, so this is what we're going to be cutting out. That piece right there, right? That trapezoidal shape. And I think that'll look really quite good here. Looking good. We're almost through the plastic. We'll have the epoxy putty underneath of that, but so far so good. Yeah, I'm going to use the chisel here for the most part to cut this thing out. Just because I want this thing to be pretty damn precise, you know? All right, now, let me see something here. Yeah. I think that'll look really good. Yeah. Yep. That will look good. All right. Just continue on here, getting through the plastic and then the epoxy putty. All right, and we're through there on that first line. And on the second. out all that debris that's in there. So far, so good. All right, we're getting pretty close. Getting pretty close to this thing because it's starting to feel flimsy. Yeah, and this cutout here is starting, I can feel it, it's starting to flex a little bit too, so we're getting super close to this thing cutting through. Ooh, actually, nope. Well, I'm through to the putty. Yeah, that's definitely flexing really good. All right, so we're getting close. We're getting close to this being cut out here. Yep, that's the putty because I feel the difference there, and you can see there's yellow coming up here now too. So we're definitely oh, there goes the plastic. There goes the plastic strip there. Actually, I can probably just cut that epoxy putty out now. Okay. All right. So, let's see here what this thing looks like. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. There's some gaps here between the epoxy putty and the plastic that we're definitely going to have to fill. But for the most part, this looks pretty good. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I like that. And I've got another plan for this little section here as well. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I think one of the other things that I'm going to do here now that I look at it is actually slightly cut these corners off here. Yeah. 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 All right, cool. All right, so that's done. Now, the part that I want to get taken care of next here, let's see. Okay, perfect. So what I want to do next here for this piece, right? I want to have a nice a long notch along this edge right here. Because I think that stair-stepped look will look really, really nice. All right. So we've got our 2mm scribing jig, and the mark is just beyond. It's a hair proud of this 2mm line. So what we'll do is we'll make that edge nice, nice and stair-stepped, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for. Now, do I have? What do I have here? Shit. So, what do I have in here? There's a nice 2mm. Yeah. Well, do I have a 1.5? What was this one? This one, that's a 0.8. That ain't gonna work. All right, let's see if we got a 1.5 in here. Because I think 1.5mm for that long notch will be appropriate. There we go, 1.5, first out of the gate. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. All right, lock that into place. That's not coming out anytime soon. Wait. Oh, that's the 2mm. Shit. Grab the wrong one here. That's the 1.5. There we go. Okay, so with that being said, let's get to scribing this notch here. Now, thing of it is, I don't want this to go the entire length of this here. So I want to make some indents there. Let's make sure our measurements are good. Yep, cool. All right, that seems to be centered really nicely. All right, so now we got our marks for our front and back ends. Let's get to this part here. So for these big notches, right? I start out on one side and get that set in first, and then I'll come back and start to set in the other side here. And in that way we have everything real nice and centered here. No problem. Slipped a little bit with this big boy. And once you get up to like 1.5, these wider chisels, man, they act so fundamentally different from thinner style chisels. They don't want to behave. They do not want to behave. All right, so that's looking pretty good. All right, let's keep going here. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to reverse the chisel and try to dig some of this plastic out here. Yeah, see, there we go. We're getting some nice fine ribbons of plastic out of here. Good headway with getting this thing nice and stair-stepped in here. Yeah, real nice, real nice. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Now we'll reverse it, do the other direction here. Put it back on the arm to kind of support it from the other side because I'm having a hard time holding it from this angle and, you know, supporting the inside basically. So all right. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Yeah. That is looking really, really nice, you guys. Kind of excited about this. Been a while since I've done kind of this level of scribing and notching, but we're looking good. All right, we need to remove a little bit more from this other side here. We haven't gone deep enough yet. I thought we had, but then I looked at it in profile and it's nowhere close. And that's getting there. Almost. Almost. Okay. Once I get this even up, we'll get caught up in the chat here, because I'm sure that there is plenty going on there. Sure, there's probably some questions and things like that too here. So close. So close to being even. I think it's more just smoothing things out now. Yeah. Yep. Yep. All right, just make sure that the corners in here are nice and clean. All right, and then just little final scraping in here, just to make that as smooth as possible. Yeah. All right, cool. So get that nice and neat there. And let's see. There you go. Nice and even. You can see the little, let's see, you can see the little gap right there, right? So we'll fill that with super glue. That'll be fine. But yeah, that little stair step, man, that's looking pretty good. Yeah. I think that's a really, really nice look there. I like that a lot. It gives it character, you know, it's not just flat. There's some visual pizzazz, as they say, right? So, yeah. All right, cool. Cool. I dig it. I dig it. All right, let's go back to camera one. Let's get caught up in the chat. And then we'll get back to work here because I have a few other things that I want to try and take care of here on this bracket dealy. All right. Excuse me. Woo! Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of chat. A lot of chat. Oh my god. What the fuck? Jesus. Yeah. Oh my god, this is gonna take the rest of the night. Here we go. Okay, I found it. All right. So, let's see. Gunpla Uruguay, Javier, what's going on, buddy? For the first time in years, HLJ failed me. I pre-ordered the Perfect Grade Perfect Grade Unleashed new the minute it was posted on the site, and they still didn't fulfill my pre-order. After some back and forth with them, got the order. Okay. Oh, order canceled. Well, that's a shitter, isn't it? Fuck. Yeah, that sucks, dude. that little bit that starred, I'm reading this and, back and forth with got the order. Oh, cool. So it all worked out in the end. And then the next line down. Wah, wah, wah. Canceled. Shit. Sorry, man. That sucks, dude. That sucks. Probably gonna buy it on Surugaya or Jungle, Anime Jungle or whatever it's called. Yeah, reminds me, need to find where my chopper is hiding at, right? Don't lose that thing, Chris, because those are expensive nowadays. They're selling them secondhand on eBay for like $275 that I saw. Or no, it was $250. Yeah, the listing was $253 for one of the choppers that we use, right? They're stupid expensive now because Northwest Shortline, Brandon got in touch with them and they said they couldn't currently afford another low batch run. So not until at least next year, they said, but yeah. Yeah, right? Crazy. $250. Damn, I think I paid $25, right? Yeah, it's stupid. Edwin says, I remember buying the chopper when you said the company is going out. Yeah, and a story when Tim gave a seminar and a participant sneak out of the seminar and bought the last chopper from the store. Oh, shit, you're right. Yeah, so they were originally supposed to shut down because the old man wanted to retire, the guy that owned it, and then some back and forth happened for several months, maybe even a year. And I think the company was actually shut down for a short period of time. But then one of the employees actually bought the company, and they are still running it. But, the damage was done. Obviously, COVID, was a struggle for a lot of small businesses. And then the time that the company was actually completely shut down didn't help matters. So, yeah. Hendren says there are many options that like the chopper, if not better. I don't know if you can get better than the OG. Yeah. Despaye and Tsuji Borido make a cutter like the chopper. Yeah, and I don't know about Despaye, but Tsuji Borido is, it's just a rebrand of this. Oh, it would be good if I was on camera too, right? So you guys could actually see what I'm putting on the desk. Yeah, it's just basically a rebrand of the RP cutter. I got this way back in the day from the company which shall not be named on the West Coast, which sucks ass. Yeah, this is, they're just rebranded, and this was made, looks like it's made in Hungary. I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this is the company that they rebrand and sell under their own and everything. Yeah, Jashan, damn, Dispaye and Suji look exactly like that. Yeah, exactly, because, you know, in manufacturing, there's usually one company, maybe two or three at most, that make products, and then they sell them or rebrand them for bigger companies, right? And yeah, and this is the same exact thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a nice tool. I do have my gripes about it. Mainly these stops here. I really don't like. I like having a static, you know, in place backstop. I don't like that they can move, because that introduces error into the mix, and I'm not one for errors at that point. So, yeah. So anyway, Chris says, I remember that. I almost bought another to have a spare back then. Yeah, right. Godhand has the flat long cutter, which I think it serves much better than the likes of the chopper of scratch building. Yeah, agree to disagree. Yeah. Loren says, are you making another one for the other arm, Tim? It looks really good as a back forearm armor. I'm actually not. No, this is just going to be the bracket for the shield connection. Now, don't get me wrong. I like it, but it adds a little weight, you know, to it visually, right? Not necessarily physically, but visually. And the main theme of this is speed. So we want this thing to be kind of lightweight, without scrapping all of the armor and everything. So some different visual cues and things like that will go a long way to that point. So yeah. Excuse me. Display looks like a great option, and there is a knockoff on Amazon for $20 to $30 less. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be, get what you can get, right? But, you know, if I had the choice, which a lot of people unfortunately do not, yeah, old school chopper. Get to the chopper. At the end of the day, it is not the tool that makes the modeler, it is the will and the drive to get better. Damn right. God damn right. Many variations, yeah. Whatever happened to Bill? He's still out there. I don't know if he's watched or if he's lurked or anything like that, but he's still on Facebook. I see him post every now and then and things like that. We communicate every now and then too. So I think he's doing, you know, decent for the most part. So yeah. Edwin says, it's nice knowing that I have the chopper when I need it, because I realize most of my work are painting and not building. That makes sense. Dave B, what up, dude? It's not what kind of weapon you have, it's the skill of the person that wields the weapon. Master Splinter. Right? Right? Oh, man. Let's see. Tools can be a force skill multiplier, though, to be fair, absolutely. And sometimes the right tool just gives better results faster and easier. Damn right. I agree with that. True, John Wick could kill someone with a pencil, right? Chris, where did you get those jigs? Oh, yeah. Hi, Craig. At Hi Craig is Colin's Instagram, right? But everybody wants to post. You know what? I will go ahead and post it in on the YouTube posts. So one, and I actually wanted to mention this, and that actually makes a lot of sense now. So I enabled the YouTube community on my YouTube page. So you guys can actually post in the community now, you know, things that you're working on, thoughts, ideas, whatever. It's basically kind of like our own little Facebook message board thing. It's kind of cool, honestly. So let me get Colin's link here real quick. Hang tight, and then I'll post it on you know, the Child of Mecha community and everything for you guys, and so that way you have it and all that. So here we go. Copy link. There we are. All right. So, community. Boom. All right. Oh, Jesus, jumped up Christ. That's okay. It just pasted a super long URL with all of the UTM codes and everything, and it's just such a pain in the ass. So now I got to go back and delete all this crud. All right, hang on. It'll be there now. Boom. Yeah. There we go. Link is on the Child of Mecha community, you guys, on on YouTube. So here, I'll show you. Let's go. Oh, I'll just show you on here. Why bother? All right. So if you're on your phone, right? See the little community button right there? It's going to be on there. If you're on the desktop too, click that. Boom. There we go. And then newest. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Took a second. Right there. So there you go. There's the link to Craig's or Colin's store. If you ever need it, it's right there. You know where it is. Bada boom, bada bing. But also go follow him on Instagram at Hi Craig, because that way too it'll make it a little bit easier for you guys as well. So. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Craig on here. Hopefully Tim will... Yep. Boom. Done. Brandon, I would say a tool is just taking up space if no one has no plans to use it. Just because your idol is using a shiny mic, it doesn't mean you will sing like her or she. Fair. Yeah, fair. Jashawn. What up, Jashawn? Was trying to cut styrene tube to get matched sizes and remembered I had the chopper after an hour of trying to do it by hand. Nice. RF Aurora, what's up, Andrew? I got the chopper sometime after my Japan trip. Still haven't used it as I've only really gotten back into modifying and painting my kits again 2 years ago. Fair enough. But you got it. That's the most important thing. Tim, ever seen a dental hygienist loop? I wonder if it would ever be worth it for detail work. Imagine it would take getting used to, but save your back later on. A dental hygienist loop? Let's, I don't know what that is. Let's take a look. A dental loop. What is this? Oh, that's okay. So yeah, it's basically the same thing as this, really. Yeah, it's basically the same thing because this, you know, magnifies and everything. And now, mind you, I mean, I'm gonna have to, you know, be like the Hunchback of Notre Dame down here to, take a look at everything. And that's honestly, that's why I use the 1, 2, 3 blocks here too, to elevate it off of the, the desk surface and everything. And that gets me a little closer, and I can kind of, do all the detail work and everything. But yeah, I mean, these are pretty much the same thing. Yeah. Excuse me. Let's see. Brandon says, you can also cut down a tree with an axe, but oh god, everybody's doing metaphors now. Okay. We're going to skip the metaphors. Cool. Metaphors. Here we go. Dave B. Thank you for saving us, Dave. A little side note, the staff at Gundam Base Fukuoka and Gundam Side F takes a photo of you when you enter the store to prevent scalpers. Nice. Only allowed in the store once a day and one quantity of an item. Oh, shit. They're really clamping down, eh? Gundam bases in Japan has changed. Yeah. Big time. Let's see. They do have a great recycling program for old runners. Wish we had here, right? I mean, because they could just take the runners, sort them, melt them down, and reuse the plastic. I mean, it's not that hard. Let's see. Oh God, Luis. Interesting. I will make a game, make it my game to see if I spot the cameras the next time I go. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they got staff waiting at the door. Oy. Loren says, significantly makes the silhouette of the arm a whole lot better, which is my main gripe with the Shiki's arm design. Actually, I kind of like it. I kind of like the arm design, the normal one. It's different, with the curves and these little, side pieces here and everything. I dig it. I actually really dig it. And the separations and the tilting of the wrist and everything, and, these little hoses, and it's just really, really different from what we've seen on most, mobile suits and things. But yeah, I kind of like the Shiki's arm, and I really, really, really like the Shiki's leg design. I mean, that's just this whole thing here that doesn't protect jack squat. It's just cool looking. And the fact that, well, this is just, with the 2.0, the fact that you can literally point the toe like a frickin' ballerina. That's insane. I've never seen another model to do that toe point ever. And then even the flex forward is super nice. And then sideways too. I mean, look at this. That's insane. And that's, there's a ton of mobility in the Shiki 2.0, which I really, really like. Makes for really good posing. Makes for really, really good posing. So, let's see. Sorry, me and Brandon got a bit chatty. I would say so. Jeez, like little girls. Michael Dawson, what's going on, Mike? My bank does not like HLJ. I can't buy anything from them. Oh, damn. Yeah. $250. Damn, I think I paid $25 for the chopper. Yeah. Julie says, oh, wow, I'll be rich. I have an extra one new in box. I should put it on eBay. Dude, right? Groceries for a month, man. Holy crap. Let's see. If they are smart, they would get in contact with you, and through you, they would sell a shit out of it. I mean, maybe. I doubt that, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Jashan, damn, Display and Suji look exactly alike, just color shifts. Yeah, and that's really all it is. That's really all that it is. Vincent, what's going on, buddy? The display version of the chopper is pretty good. Also, it's better than the RP because it flushes up the length bar with the angle piece. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Kelvin Branham, while listening and looking for car model aftermarket stuff, found 2 Hyaku Shiki with 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Land full update kits. Also, did anyone order choppers from G&G Model Shop? Oh yeah, I think who found that? Brandon, I think. Yeah. George, Mr. Old School Gunpla. I prefer the RP tools to Chopper 2. About to debate my chopper. Donate my chopper. I gotcha. Let's see, Giovanni, all the old people still here. Back from church. Lakers are killing it. Nice. Here, they're both good tools, just a matter of which one prefers. Yeah. Chris says, oh, the height. Yep, got that done. Perfect. Giovanni says, I have the red chopper. I don't like it. Cunning Mat got ruined real quick. Could have been my fault, but I don't know. It happens. Let's see. Yeah, Andrew says, George, that's my point. It doesn't have to be that one brand or nothing else. True. Agreed. It's rare that there's only one solution. Yeah, exactly. Good deal. All right. Metaphorical lore. Yeah, right. Tim has the Shiki fever. Ay. And then Lorenz says, the leg design is my favorite part. Love that it's in at least 3 other mobile suit designs. Yeah, so you got the Shiki, the Delta, and I can't remember what the other one was. Yeah. Girls for the win. And now, ladies. All right. So, with that being said, let's get back to this. We've got... Oh, shit, it's getting late. I knew the chat was bumping, so that makes sense. But I still want to get a little bit of work, more work done on this, right? So... let me just make sure everything looks good there. And it does. Very nice. All right. So, I pulled these out. This is Apex parts from USA Gundam Store, right? And I love these little detail bar thingies. I use this on the GM Quell, and these are really, really nice. I like these little detail bits, and cut one out here to use on the bracket here. And I think what I'm gonna do is to kind of place it right about... Get off the damn tweezers, you son of a bitch. Right up... stupid thing. Oh my god! Oh, that's why there's little sticky from the Dymo tape on the tweezers. That's why it's sticking to the damn part. God damn it. All right. One more time. All right. So basically put this thing right about there, and I think that'll look really, really badass right there. Yeah, I think that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. All right, sweet. All right. With that being said, let's get a little super glue on this guy. I've already sanded down the back. Okay, there we go. All right, so precision placement. Let's get it. of course I drop it. Why wouldn't I? Jesus, jumped up Christ. Okay, so with that being said, yeah, there's the kind of profile of that. That looks really good. Yeah, I like that little, I love those little detail, these little bar detail things here. Yeah, yeah, that's money. That's money. And even with the arm, even if it's like straight locked, you know, just straight in line, right? It still doesn't contact the bracket. There's maybe about 0.5 millimeter all the way around that it's clearance. And that looks, yeah, that's freaking great. And there she is. Yeah. Yep, there we go. That is good. That is good stuff right there. I really, really like it. And then the overall shape is basically done. I like the little cutout bit in the little stair step. Love that, actually. So we'll come back at a later date and detail this thing. You know, panel lines, you know, notches, things like that. Kind of bevel some of these edges and everything here to look a little bit more, you know, futuristic and in-world, so to speak. But yeah, I really, really like the look of that. That's, yeah, I'm very happy with that. Very happy indeed. And then, you know, we'll get the shield put together at some point. Excuse me. And get these finally connected. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but here, let me hold it closer to the camera. Yeah, you can see that this, once it will be mounted, has total rotational clearance all the way down, all the way around. Not much. It's about 1 millimeter gap between everything, and it just looks like it was meant to be there. So, yeah, I'm happy with this progress, you guys. Real happy with this progress. So, it's good stuff. All right, let's get one last time caught up with the chat here, and then it's gonna be the weekend. Yeah. All right, so Giovanni just got the 1, 2, 3 blocks, but it's 2 pieces. I see the one you have, it's 1 piece. It is not, actually. It is 2 pieces. I have them connected with magnets. Oh, goddamn. So, yeah, I have 2 blocks, and I use magnets to connect them together like that. And that comes in super handy. So, and that allows me to stand them up, sand at a perfectly right angle, square pieces if I'm scratch building or anything. And yeah, you can kind of get all sorts of, you know, different orientations and everything. But yeah, the magnets are the secret sauce, Giovanni. The magnets. So yeah, make sure to get some magnets if you can. Yep. Tim's is 2 pieces. It's just held together with magnets. There you go. Brandon also says magnets. Yeah, and it's covered in goo. Good one. Good call. Yeah. Giovanni, it's machine still, so it's coated with protective oil. Clean it up with a good degreaser, isopropyl alcohol. Yeah, exactly. I just love this. It's covered in goo. It smells bad. I could just imagine Giovanni. What the fuck, you know? Oh, that's good. That's good. And then Ultraman Dyne are those N52 magnets. They are, yeah. They are there we go. 6 of them on here. 1/4 inch in diameter. 1/8 inch in width. And yeah, go get them on, what is it, KJ Magnetics, I think is the website for the magnets. What is it here? Yeah, kjmagnetics.com. That's the place I get mine through. And there's the website right there. kjmagnetics.com. Love this place. Has all sorts of crazy magnets and magnet-like things, and they're great, absolutely great. So, bought many a magnet off of that website, and they come in super handy when connecting these things. There's no, with 6 of these monsters on here, there's no give to that. So, yeah. Brandon, what are your top 4 sizes of magnets? Oh, man. Buddy. Okay. So, I have, like, a variety of magnets here, right? Probably the one that I have used quite often was the one that I just showed you, the 1/4 inch by 1/8 inch magnets. And mind you, I'm a little low on variety right now. So I only have 4 currently, right? Is that all I got? Oh, no, I got one in here. So yeah, I mean, the biggest one would be the 1/4 inch by 1/8 inch magnets. But then you've got the block, kind of bar magnets, which come in very, very handy. This shape here, and these are 3/8 inch long by 1/8 inch wide, and then 1/16 thick. So decent sized magnets. And then you've got the even bigger boys here. Ooh, Jesus. These little guys tried to escape, I see. Get these little sons of bitches back in their bag. Ay. And we'll take a look at those here in a minute. But yeah, these are the big boy bar magnets here, and these are 3/8 by 3/16 by 1/16. Don't have a fucking clue what that is in metric, and I'm sorry. I wish they carried or did metric sizes, but they do not. These, and all of these are N52s. I don't buy anything other than N52. Actually, no, I take that back. This is N42, and I think that was the only size that they had it. But if I can get an N52, I will always get an N52. Here's a disc 1/8 by 1/16. So those are useful. And then you've got another disc here, 1/8 by 1/32 thick. And then these little itty bitty guys, these are 1/16 by 1/32. So 1/16 in diameter. So very, very, very small magnets. But if you use enough of them, they'll hold like nobody's business, and you'll be perfectly fine. So obviously not for heavy duty purposes, like holding an entire model up with parachutes and all that crap. But yeah, that's what I got now. And honestly, when you go to buy magnets, you want to buy the size that you need at the time, right? Because you'll end up using those in the future and everything, and that's perfectly fine. But you don't want to just get general sizes, because then it'll be either too small or too big, or for whatever application that you need. So I would always buy exactly what you need for that exact project, and then just have some leftovers. They're not expensive. I mean, these little magnets are pretty cheap. So that's my best advice when going kind of the magnet route. So Yeah, that's what I would go with. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. Julia says, thanks, Tim. I didn't have to crack open my wallet tonight. Nice. Nice. And then Brandon says, thank you, sir. Awesome. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Brandon, I'm going to get you that shipping. I haven't forgotten about it. I've just busy again, unfortunately. So I'm going to get that for you. I think I'm going to send that to you probably flat rate. That might be the cheap, well, not necessarily maybe the cheapest, but probably the best and fastest. It may be the cheapest. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it. But yeah. So I have some flat rate boxes lying around too. So that might be the easiest thing to do. Yeah. Sorvon, what up, buddy? If you can find them in metric, get 3mm. It's kind of a universal size for Gunpla. Yeah, 3mm is pretty much, what is that, about 3/16? Roughly. You son of a bitch. Jesus. What is it? That's 3/8. That's 1/8. Yeah, so basically, let's see. This is 3/16 inch wide. Let's see what that is here. Boom. It's probably closer to 4 or 5. Yeah, that's probably closer to 5mm. So yeah, take what I said with a grain of salt. So it's probably more like 1/8 is around 3mm, I would imagine. So yeah, 3mm is a good size. Like Sorvon said, a good standard universal size. So yeah, it's not bad. Anyway, all right, you guys, weekend is here. Go enjoy it. Be safe out there. Build something cool. And remember, if you're not willing to learn, nobody can help you. But if you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. Always remember that. All right, you guys, I'm going to go get busy with off-stream stuff. Trying to ramp this guy up and get this train rolling and all that. We'll get back here next week and hit the ground running. So with that being said, you guys, like I said, be safe out there, enjoy yourselves, build something cool, and I'm out of here. Bye.